All right, let's get to Zodiac. First of all, did you audition for it?
Yep, auditioned for it.
He auditions people a lot, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
multiple.
Yeah, I auditioned for him once, but yeah, I mean, I think he auditions as many people as he probably is allowed to.
Yeah.
He's a very exacting person, and I very much enjoyed that part of working with him. A lot of people get frustrated by the meticulous quality and the repetitive nature, but because I'd come from the theater, that didn't seem to bother me at all. And when I sat down with those three gentlemen, Marty Lodge was a guy I knew before I met him in D.C., but he played my boss in that scene. But the other three, Elias Koteas, Mark Ruffalo, and Anthony Edwards, it was a dream. I mean, we did that scene for about a day and a half, and all of us were fresher at the end of the day and a half than we were at the start, because it was so much fun to work together.
Right.
It was every little nuance that anybody threw in, everybody responded to, Fincher gives excellent acting notes. So, I know that I've heard that he likes to exhaust people and all this other stuff. I don't know anything about that. You work for somebody for 3 or 4 days. What do you really know about their process? I didn't have the circumstances that Mark did or others on the movie where they're on from the start. But I really enjoyed the process of working with Fincher, because I thought he kind of mastered all of it. Like he understood every job on the set, including mine.
Yeah.
So, why wouldn't you want to work with somebody like that?
Well, the movie manages to be so many things. It's a thriller.
Yeah.
It's the look of it.
Gorgeous.
The music. It's
everything.
so ominous.
And it's really a meditation on obsession, on the virus of obsession, and how it destroys everybody it touches. The Zodiac has an obsession. Everybody who gets attached to it, Tosky and Gray Smith and everybody, and Downey's character, who I can't remember at the moment, all of them, have a moment where they're trying to chase this obsession down, and they become obsessed with it, and it crushes them.
Is there ever a feeling when you're on the set that people are, treating you like a crazy kid? Do you ever you're like,
people,
wow, you really are sick? Because if you could play that, you must be sick.
People are. I've just frightened people. In the airport. I've turned the corner, and they don't know necessarily why. There's been that feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
but I've played a lot of. I have a lot of sociopaths on my resume. But the thing was, I couldn't get seen for sociopaths for a while because I played such nice people.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were like, he doesn't really.
That's so interesting.
He doesn't have an edge. I don't see it.
What is the key to a sociopath? Like, you see somebody like, Jeffrey Epstein, just this face alone scares me. But
he's a person who clearly walked around, and if people did know that about him, either, obviously people knew it who were close to him, but but he's a predator, and so you've got to hide. If wolves don't just stand around.
Right.
They hide themselves till they pounce. And that's part of it. But the other thing is that when you're playing characters like this, I think to accept the fact that I am utterly capable of any human evil you can name. I am capable of all of it. And accepting that about yourself is part of the way in which you have to do that. To do those characters.
I think another reason the movie is so scary is that, unlike Silence of the Lambs, there's no release. So you're just freaking, you're just like, the whole movie is it's so nerve-wracking.
And to write a movie where you don't, it's just unsatisfying. The only time you have that scene with Graysmith and with Lee Allen in the hardware store. And if you watch the scene, the tracking shot that brings it in, Graysmith is looking around for him. Has his kid in the car. And he pulls over, and he's like, I got to see if it's him. And he goes into the hardware store, and he's looking around. It's a very good, beautiful close-up of Jake, searching. And then in the tracking shot of his point of view, it says on the True Value hardware store aisle, your featured item. That's what it says, your featured item. And as it passes, Lee is at the cashier. That's what it says.
Yeah.
And then, how do you play that? And it always seemed to me that it was the same thing as the end of Moby Dick, which is after Ahab is wrapped up, speaking of a treatise on obsession, he's wrapped in the ropes of the harpoon, and he's going to die. He's trying to stab the whale to death, and it says, and the whale rolls over, and Ahab looks at the whale, and the whale looks at Ahab. And that's what that scene felt like to me.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I like that.
They recognize each other. They recognize the obsession in each other.
Wow. Now I want to see
Should
that.
end the show with that.
I know. I want to end the movie.
Hey Popcorn Talk fans, if you like this clip, be sure to check out the link in the description below to see the whole episode. Also, we'd appreciate it if you'd like this video and comment your thoughts. No matter what you're a fan of, we have a show for you. See you at the movies.